Today, the concept of quantity over quality is no longer acceptable. The words local, sustainable, and American-made echo in our ears. There is a drive towards a simpler way of life, where less is more. And there's a reawakening of the ingenuity that was common amongst our ancestors. Native Oregonian Carol Maurer grew up understanding the importance of resourcefulness and continues to embrace the ideal of living a simple life. From a young age, she developed a great passion for growing and maintaining a beautiful garden.
My grandparents were homesteaders, and they homesteaded 640 acres, I think it was, down along the river. When I was born, we lived with my grandmother. We had a really, really large garden because everything you grew there you canned, and that was your source of food for the winter. And she had this thing called a Missouri mule, and it had handles on it, and you just pushed it. I tried to work it, but I couldn't. I was too short to reach up to the handles, and so she gave me a garden hoe, and just that was, I kind of traipsed along behind her and weeded and worked in the garden with her.
Countless hours behind traditional gardening hoes led Carol to believe there must be an easier and faster way to cultivate the land.
I'd go to the hardware stores and look, couldn't find anything, and I'd try this or that, and they'd break and fall apart, and pretty cheesy, and I just wasn't satisfied, and yet getting very, very frustrated with all the hoes that were available. It just came to me that, hey, if you can't buy it, you can make it.
Given the old adage, necessity is the mother of invention, Carol sat down in her one-room workshop 16 years ago, determined to create a tool that matched her vision.
I started tinkering in the barn and just kind of drawing it out to try to figure out, kind of a concept. And I wanted a garden hoe that worked, that didn't fall apart, that was going to last a long time, that had a good handle and didn't break. So I just put myself to work and grabbed some pieces of steel and asked somebody to weld them, and they did, and it actually worked.
Knowing she had one great idea, Carol vowed never to go back to her old hoes again. With persistence and patience, she designed an innovative tool that offers a whole new approach to gardening and landscaping. With its durable ash wood handle, its pinned steel ferrule, and its tough 14-gauge stainless steel cutting edge, the Ohoe garden hoe can be used in a variety of ways. What makes the Ohoe revolutionary is that it cuts in virtually a 360-degree radius. Use the Ohoe flat in a push-pull shuffle action, gliding just under the surface of the soil to cut the crowns of weed roots. Work in close proximity to your plants and pull away from them at whatever depth you wish. The smooth, flat underside of the Ohoe is designed to protect your plants.
The Ohoe is versatile. You can use it for just about anything. You can literally just put the Ohoe down on the soil. You just move it around. It's so sharp, all of your weeds just fall down. You rake it up, you're done. It's fast.
Appropriately called the Ohoe shuffle, the pushing forward and pulling back motion not only eliminates weeds in less time, it is gentler on back muscles than the up and down hacking movement associated with many traditional gardening hoes.
The old kind of hoe, you have to put a lot of pressure on downward motion. It was so strenuous on my back, it was so difficult, it took more energy than it was worth, frankly. With the Ohoe, you just simply bring it back and forth, and I find that I can do a job in 5 minutes that would take me 20 minutes with an old hoe.
You may also use the Ohoe in an angled position to chop or remove weeds. Tilt the handle of the Ohoe up or down, pushing forward or pulling back. The V shape on the front and back of the Ohoe is designed with a cutting edge on both sides and is sturdy and sharp enough to remove even the toughest of weeds. Position the Ohoe straight up and down to edge and trim runners, or to break up the hard crust of compacted soil. The Ohoe's 360-degree cutting edge was designed for use in even the most difficult soil.
Because of its circular shape and the sharp edges all the way around, it makes for a tool that operates differently from any other hoe. And I have heavy clay soil, and where I would try to push a straight bladed hoe into that dirt when it dries out a little bit, it is very hard and you have to use a lot of force. With the Ohoe, the round edge allows you to dig in a little bit at a time and makes for a much easier breakup of a heavy clay soil.
The multifunctional Ohoe does more than just eradicate weeds. It also simplifies the process of row planting.
This Ohoe is really easy to handle it, especially people that's been injured in the backs, you know, because it's light and it's sharp. It works really good back and forth, and to make it furrows is the best.
To prepare the soil, shuffle through the desired length of your row. Flip the Ohoe over so only one blade is in the soil, and work back through at an angle to make a furrow. Adjust downward pressure to achieve your desired depth. The soil will be pulled over to one side, allowing you to plant your seeds. Simply shuffle back through to cover the seed in your furrow and pat the fluffy soil back down for a firm bed. Keeping a healthy and beautiful garden sometimes requires weeding in inconvenient locations.
Well, I was outside using my Ohoe, and right next to the fence, I just happened to go underneath of a wire fence and realized that it was getting the weeds just really quickly. And within just like 10 minutes, I had the whole wire fence completely weeded.
I have a rose garden, and for whatever reason there are lots of weeds around it, but I want to really protect the roses and the irrigation system. And so with the Ohoe, I can direct that so easily and so effectively that it gets just the weeds and not my irrigation system and not my roses.
The Ohoe not only weeds safely in irrigation ditches, it can be repositioned to create or reform your ditches.
The Ohoe would work great in an irrigation ditch. You rough up the soil just a little bit and turn the Ohoe on its side, give it a nice tug, gives you a nice clean channel for water to run down through it.
The Ohoe slips cleanly under veining plants, tomato frames, and even works great under soaker hoses. There are no more concerns about puncturing a hose or stooping over to move them out of the way. The Ohoe gets to those hard-to-reach places, so you can work the soil and get rid of hard-to-reach weeds.
I love using the Ohoe around soaker hoses or just hoses in general, mainly because I'm not chopping at it. I can push under, I can rake the weeds off the hose. I can actually even use the hose to tap down anchors that you'd hold the hoses in place. It's just incredible around soaker hoses.
Ohoe customers continue to find new and unique ways to use the Ohoe.
Hi, I just went out and used your hoe on the ball field here in Medford. I could not believe how easy it was. In 2 hours, I got the work done. What it took me over the hoe was 6 hours, and it would have made me totally tired. Awesome. It gets rid of ball field weeds. Excellent product. Can't believe how good it is. Anyway, you got gold there. It's the best product there is for baseball, getting rid of weeds on baseball fields.
Get back to the joy of gardening. Try the multi-purpose Ohoe, and you'll be amazed at the ease and speed in which you can maintain a beautiful garden.
My main thing was I wanted something that would not break, would not fall apart, that was a quality tool that would last somebody for years. That was my goal, but that was my goal for me, you know. And now I can share that with other people because it does work, and it's made very, very well.
Use the Ohoe, and we're confident you'll never go back to your old hoe. For more information and to buy an Ohoe, go to ohoellc.com.